You got it. Woo, yes, you all. I'm excited because I'm starting to like technology a little bit because something worked. Something worked. And so we had the little countdown, and now we are all here and we are live and recording, and it works. So I'm super excited about that. But I'm more excited. I'm more excited about this opportunity that we have right here to interview the lovely Mrs. Faye Horton. Okay, now you might hear her say Miss Faye because that's just, a term of endearment, but don't get it twisted. It's the lovely Mrs. Faye Horton. And so she is being recognized here within the Sisters in Insurance, within our group, as our first honoree of the Winning Women Wednesdays award or honor. Okay, we are super excited. So can I get some snaps, y'all?
Woo!
Right. If we had some confetti, if we had all of that, we'll be throwing it because we have been planning this for a minute, and we have been excited. Miss Faye, you don't know, we've been excited for the last few months about making this happen. We was like, who Miss Faye? So you're going to learn all about Miss Faye. You're definitely going to learn more about Miss Faye, and the reason why Miss Faye is the first Winning Women Wednesdays recipient here is Sisters in Insurance. So with that being said, our goal is to have you learn more about Miss Faye, and we're going to start off with the lovely Miss Jerry Taylor. So I'm going to come off the screen, myself and my other lovely sisters here, bring them two up, and let's get into this.
Hi, Miss Faye.
Hi, Miss Jerry. Oh my goodness, you ladies have really sprung a surprise on me. I actually feel that, and I want you to know that this is such an honor. I feel like I should have dressed formally with my diamonds and my pearls because this is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. Thank you so much.
Well, we thank you, really for being one of the trailblazers in this industry. And you are one of my first mentors, and I'm grateful. I'm so, so grateful for you and all that I've learned from you early in my career, not knowing a thing about this business. So we are just beyond honored to have you here and just really to know you. So thank you, Miss Faye. And just to lead it off, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, and how long you've actually been in this industry.
I started in Medicare sales 23 years ago.
Wow.
And I started at the bottom. I started as a field sales representative for one of the 3 national carriers and was there for 5 years. And I told someone last night, I actually told my team last night, although I had a salary, my sales that first year was $11,000. So I wasn't busting gut. I wasn't doing anything exceptional. But I've always been the person that you just can't let other people do things and you not even try. So I'm always open to learning. I learned some of the processes. I learned some of the things that I needed to do to get things done by listening and observing, because people don't always tell you what you need to know, but you got to have an open mind. And I moved on and got up in a few years to 6 figures as a field sales representative, and then interviewed as a sales manager for the same company. I interviewed at every available position in the state of Florida.
Wow.
Because I did not want to leave Florida, I thought. And then I asked my husband, would you move with me if I were promoted to a sales manager position if you could still play golf? And he said yes. So I applied in Texas, and I was accepted in Texas as a manager. And so we moved to Texas. So actually, the company moved us. It was a thrill. I mean, every one of the steps in my insurance career have been those that have been thought through because I'm observing around me what's going on and paying attention to how do I do that. It's one thing. That's one tip I would certainly give to everyone. Pay attention to what other people are doing. Be inquisitive. Ask questions. Some people are going to answer for you, and some people are not. Some people will share what they do and how they did it, and some will not. And even those that will share, read between the lines.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. And just you said about 23 years ago, but you've always been in an insurance industry. And I'm glad that you said that, because some people are some people feel stuck. I know I transitioned from the life insurance coming over to the Medicare business. So some people feel stuck. So it's really never too late to actually pivot and transition. And I mean, I think I speak for all of us. I love the health side. I love the health side. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to turn this over to one of the other ladies to ask the next question.
Miss Faye, I wanted to ask a question that kind of pivoted off of what Jerry said a few moments ago. I've been in the insurance industry a good while myself, and as a woman, this has always been a man's industry. As a woman of color, it's even been a harder industry. And I wanted to ask a question about how has that been a part of your journey, being a woman in what's known as a man's world in insurance, and then a woman of color in this industry. How have you dealt with that? And have you seen any changes in the industries, in that aspect of the industry?
So how long did you say you had for this?
I have 20 years in Medicare myself.
No,
How long do we have? Okay, that question. Oh my goodness.
Give this answer.
Give the answer.
So let me tell you, I started in the insurance in employee benefits. And that first job was as the first African-American service representative in the group department of Aetna Life and Casualty, 151 Farmington Avenue. There was nobody in the nation, my color, that had that position. So when you talk about color, eventually, Valda, and it took some years, I had to come to the conclusion that my color is green. So I could not allow what other people think about me or my color, or even what my own people think of their color and what it should be. I had to learn my color is green. Because green is that's the color of money, and that's everybody's color for money. So being in that position, being, first African American, that's also where I learned. Remember, I said you got to observe, you got to see what's going on. That's where I learned, even though I'm the person who does the day-to-day with all of these employees and every one of these human resource managers, the salesperson that sold that group employee plan was playing golf. When I realized the difference between the service level and the sales level, I wanted to be a salesperson. I wanted to be licensed. Now, obviously, they were not going to license me because they don't want to lose me in this role that now they've put me in. So I had to go outside of that company. I had to do my own digging. And I don't think Google was there then, but somehow I found that if I'm working 9 to 5, there are life insurance companies on the West Coast that are open till 9. So from 6 to 9, I could still work in a different business in sales. And that's what triggered my thinking about the sales process, was what those salespeople were doing. Yes, it was tough sometimes for them to go and tell an employer that your rates are going to go up 40% next year, but they only had to do that once a year. Most of the rest of the year, they may be prospecting, or they may, if they got a large enough book, they're playing golf. Mm-hmm. So there are the perks. And yes, there's hard work in all of it, but you have to see where the next levels are. And there is absolutely no reason why anyone can't get there, but you have to look beyond color. Nobody is going, this is the thing, you can't change someone else's perception.
That's right.
But you can change what you think, and you can change the way you think about it. So when you think that you're able to do whatever it is that you want to do, and if someone else could do it, there is definitely a way that you can do it too, no matter what color you are.
And that's truly a woman of wisdom and wise words that you have given at this point. Thank you.
You're welcome. Green.
I've never heard that before, but I love it. I don't want to switch gears too fast, because I had another question I wanted to ask. But you have a lot going on in the insurance industry, and I wanted us to stick there. But I'm going to throw this in first while I have the floor. What exciting projects or other initiatives are you currently working on? You want to inform us of that?
Remember how I had that big desire to move from service to sales? I feel like I've accomplished a lot in sales. I'm in who's who in American business women. So I've helped my husband to grow business in 3 states and then sell it. So I think business-wise and sales-wise, and right now I have transitioned to helping others, insurance professionals, to do the same thing, to build their businesses to whatever level they want. And the hardest thing for me there is, everybody doesn't want to be like Miss Faye. They just want to make some money. So I have to realize that everyone does not want to have a 6-7 figure business. They just want an honest income. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So I transitioned to helping others, but I also now have a big desire to help others through digital marketing. So I have different courses that I have. Currently, I'm right in the middle of a course. We're actually right in the middle of a 6-week book creation program that is available to everyone. I didn't know if you guys wanted me to do plugs, but that's one.
Yes, we're here to talk about you. So absolutely.
The next one starts July 3rd. I think it's July 3rd. Anyway, it's the 1st of July. But and that will be the last class for 2025. Now you don't have to be in Medicare to write a book. The entire class is based around the 3 A's: attention, authenticity, and authority. And those are the 3 A's that you need to get that big A, agreement. So the book writing process is so that you will have another tool that you can add to your strengths of how do you get attention? How do you get people to know that you're the real you and what you're saying is true? And how do you build that authority so that people are calling you instead of you dialing for leads? So any business person can actually write this book because the book is in you. That's the only requirement, the prerequisite to the course is you have to write about something you know.
Thank you so much for those wonderful nuggets that you dropped. So I'm going to give way to whoever else wants to jump in here with some questions.
Miss Thea. I always try to get that last name.
I dare you. Blame it on the husband.
Luzariaga.
You see, Jerry got
I
it.
love her last name. Yes.
I do too. And I never can say it. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Yes,
I'm
I
kidding.
love it.
My poor kids have to deal with it.
Your
So they're
kids are
just called
fine.
Kira L or Matthew L.
There you
But,
go.
but Miss Faye, you know I love you so much. And I
Yes.
told you this, I'm going to say it again. I will never, ever forget your kindness. The very first time I saw you, you have been kind. You still are. I don't know if you guys know, after COVID, I didn't do my seminar for about 2 years. And then I went to jump back on the seminar. And for the first time, I'm used to public speaking, but for the first time, I was having panic attacks. Like my brain was telling me I could not stand in front of these people because it's been almost 2 years. And the very first person that came to mind was Miss Faye. I called her and she prayed over me and she just, really calmed my nerves, and that helped a lot. So while we don't speak a lot, we're all busy. Know that I always pray for you and I just love you. You're very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And that's a
Love you.
huge part of your success because you're very authentic. You're always there to help others. You have a good heart. So with that said, I think my question would be, in light of what's going on in the industry right now, would you maybe share some encouraging words about bright opportunities, especially for new entrepreneurs that's out there with what's going on in our industry too? As you know, there are also some little stuff that are quite unstable. So if you could just share some encouraging words to us entrepreneurs on how to move forward in being like you.
Well, I think, and thank you so much, Thea. I love you. You have to think small steps. I posted something the other day about binging business, because all of us see, and you may say, oh, Miss Faye does 6 or 7 different things. So you think you need to do 6 or 7 different things, but you don't. Do one thing well, and the Holy Spirit's going to lead you to what you need to do next. Keep God first in everything that you do, whether it's home or business, and you're going to be led down the right way. My encouragement for anyone who's starting out as an entrepreneur, don't try to be the be-all for everyone. And don't be afraid if what you have does not fit. Don't be afraid to walk away, because that shoe may not fit today, but when that person's foot grows, it may fit and they'll come back to you. So try to start with someone that you can trust, who can give you the guidance. And one of the things I find with a lot of newer entrepreneurs is you don't have a business understanding. You don't understand business at all. You think, if I go sell, and I'll get paid, and then that's it. But that's not all there is to it. You really need to know how to manage your business. You need to know how to put your business tenets in place so that they begin to work for you. And that's one of the reasons why, Jerry, I understand you started with life insurance, but that's one of the reasons why a lot of life insurance people now are adding Medicare, because residual income. It's a lot different from the way life insurance. Yes, you can get paid right away with life insurance, get paid immediately. Last night in training, my Tuesday night training, I said to them, someone asked the question, if I'm in an appointment and then there are 2 or 3 people and somebody else wants life insurance, what should I do? I said, you should get your Medicare application first. That's what you went there for. And you could stop and do that life insurance, and 3 months later, that person will cancel and you have a chargeback. But you write that Medicare application, you put it in, that person's in that plan, you're going to get residual income. Think about prioritizing what you need to do in business for those who are starting out in business. And yes, technology is great. I also posted this. AI can help you. AI can make your production. AI can do so many different things, but AI cannot explain to someone what do you mean by give back? Yes, they can type it out, but when you say to somebody, it means you're going to get $174 more every month. AI didn't say it that way. AI didn't put it to them that way. It means, and I did a presentation this morning and I had a bag and I said, listen, I went to the grocery store yesterday and this bag was full. How much do you think I paid? And they had all kinds of guesses. Well, it was $38. So in my example, I said, so if you were getting $174 a month additional and you had to go in the grocery store now, and before you went in, this bag was $10, $12, and now it's $38, you got additional money to pay for those groceries, don't you? Can AI tell it to them that way? Okay. So use the tools that are available. Make sure that you're with someone who has your interest in mind. That's really critical. There are a lot of people who want to be quote unquote uplines. I don't use those terms, uplines, downlines. Everybody's equal. Your business associates, your business partners. And I have my business associates' goals, their interest in mind. It's not what I want to do. It's what they want to do. Because if they hit their goals, my goals are exceeded.
Wise words. Thank you.
Well, Miss Faye, we are not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to wrap it up with, oh my God, there was so much that was shared here. Of course, you were dropping nuggets, and we knew that you would. So that's important. So we've heard everything that you've been in this business. You started on the Medicare side of things 23 years ago, but you've been in insurance for a long time.
I only have two more because I'm not too much older than that. I am just so blessed, and I continue to be blessed. And I still believe that age is but a number. And I'm going to be here doing everything that the Holy Spirit leads me to do to help others for as long as I possibly can, no matter what age that is.
Which is my point. That is my point. My point is exactly that. Don't let anything stop you. So if you need a visual, if you need a reason to say, how is it possible? Or if you need to just turn the tide and say, I can't, you have wonderful examples of not just people that are doing it, but an amazing person that is doing it well. Miss Faye has a book creation club, running it several times a year. You say you help, your husband in business, you're helping other agents. So you just have so much to give to the industry. And I think that people can absolutely learn from you and your strengths and all of this, and let that be the reason to say, you know what, yes, I can. If you need a reason to say, yes, I can, I think that you're a great example of yes, you can, and yes, you should continue in the journey of this wonderful insurance business, whatever line, but we are all partial here to health insurance, more specifically Medicare. So I think that the group covered it all. We have nuggets. It's being recorded. We can all go back. You mentioned 3 A's, which led to the greater of them all. So we got to take notes and everything. But we just want to say we thank you for just being
welcome.
who you are.
I am so honored. Thank you so very, very much for this honor. Thank you.
Okay. Well, ladies, does anyone have any lasting words before we take it on out of here?
Well, again, Miss Faye, I thank you. You were definitely a part of my growth.
You're welcome, Mary.
Just from the very beginning when I didn't have any clients. So I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. And I just want to say that even though I encourage people to do what they should do, I don't push if you need my help, call me. I'm not going to go telling you need to call me because I don't know that.
Okay. Well, we appreciate everything that you have shared with us, and we hope, well, we know, we feel like this was definitely led in the right direction, and so we believe it is going to touch the lives of many. And Miss Faye, so how can people connect with Miss Faye?
My website is fayesaxonhorton.com, or my Calendly link is calendly.com/F Horton to book a 15-minute or a 30-minute discovery call. There's absolutely no obligation. I'll answer any questions that you ask of me. That's probably the best way. And then, of course, my cell phone is 407-340-6282. If nobody can get me any other ways, you got to call that phone because it will ring.
That's all right. And then Miss Faye, you are also a moderator in the group. So if you caught all that information, great. But if not, within Sisters in Insurance, just click on Faye Horton and send her a message.
Yes.
And you can find her.
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate you all. I appreciate all you ladies. We appreciate you so dearly, Miss Faye. And I guess that's it. So much love. Thank you.